Alright, so last episode, our biggest games of the series so far, in which were season-defining games. We then went 1-0 down against Chelsea in the first game of the episode, but that wouldn't have Spurs until late in the game. Get an equaliser from Arias to get a point apiece in this one. At the Molineux, you would then took on Aston Villa here, where Jerome scored this fantastic goal. You'll see the beauty of the strike hit in this reverse angle of the shot. An incredible shot there from him to give us the lead. We then would find a second goal here with Patrick Vimmer running through it to make it 2-0 before the half-time break. And Amadou Onana would give Villa a chance later in the game, but that would only be a consolation goal for them. We then took on Liverpool in the game where we did have chances to score, and a penalty was denied by Bayinde from Mo Salah, but it would only be in vain as in the 90th minute, Rafinha would break the hearts of Wolves fans and score a goal to make it 1-0, pick up a 3 points for them. Now, undeserved 3 points, but that would only, like I say, anger us going to this game against Arsenal, where we would take the lead, but Saka would equalise late on, and it looked like another late goal that would see us drop points, but Jerome later in the game would run through and smash it into the back of the net there to make it 2-1 to us, which we'd love to see, and give us the lead in that one. I went to go on Chelsea though in the FA Cup semi-final, in which this goal here was the only goal of the game and saw us advance into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Let's get into that for our first game of today's episode and hopefully achieve big things in this one. And to start today's episode, we're going to take on Manchester United in the semi-finals of the FA Cup here at Wembley Stadium. Last time we were in this situation in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, we took on Man City, in which we got knocked out in the semi-finals of that competition on penalties by. Let's get into this one now, up against United, and hopefully see ourselves go through to the final of the FA Cup, which would be a massive achievement for ourselves in the season here. And if you're going to enjoy today's episode, drop a like and subscribe. Also check out the rest of the series and the other series we have done on the channel so far. If you want to see how we've got to this point with the Wolves series, I'll see there will be a playlist linked at the end of the video that you can go back and check out, or you want to do so right now, it will be on the channel. And also the other comments we have done on FC26 so far. If you have a chance here early on, I'm hoping Sean Lawson in today's episode actually has more of an involvement and scores goals. He has a chance here. Sean Lawson, I should have shot first time. And they're playing Johnson against us. Interesting. Sean Lawson. Arias. Vimmer, good turn. And a great shot into the back of the net. I am surprised that scoop turn with Vimmer there first time actually worked out. I knew I had to attempt it, but I wasn't sure if it would actually work out. But thankfully, he finds the back of the net there. And we take the lead here at Wembley. And Johnston, our former goalkeeper, we concede a goal against us. As you can see, we scoop it away from the defender, rifle it past Johnson in goal, and make it 1-0 to Wolves there in the semi-final of the FA Cup at Wembley. Step from him and United. Last time we faced them, they were a fairly easy team for us to beat, as they tend to usually be in the game due to their formation. And Sean Lawson, ball inside, and Sean Lawson scores to make it 2-0. And last episode, Sean Lawson, I don't think it scored a goal for us in a played game. I might be forgetting one of them early on in the episode, but I'm not too sure if he did. But he scores there for us, a player that we might have to let go of in Season 2. A player that I've liked in the series, and last episode was kind of frustrating for me. But overall, he's been a great player for us in this team. And he scores to make it 2-0. And United, I expect it to be a decent challenge here in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, but due to their 3 at the back formation, or the 5 at the back formation with the 3 at the back, obviously with the fullbacks pushing up, they're a fairly easy team for us to break down. Their midfield is non-existent because they only have 2 midfielders in there, as all their players are pretty much out wide. And right now in this game, it's looking like a walk in the park for us against United, as it could be even more here, but Bruno steals it from Vimmer. And Jerome twisting and turning, trying to look for a bit of space, but Andre Gomez. Arias turns and shoots, but Johnson makes a fairly comfortable save there. Vimmer trotting into the space there, gets a shot away. It's just wide of the post, so Awi coming forward for United. They're trying to drag them back into the game. Seshko, blocked by Agbadou. Sean Lawson. Vimmer through to Sean Lawson. Great play here. Sean Lawson now inside. Gets a shot away. Sean Lawson's denied by his former teammate. From scored a great goal there. But we'll get the corner here. Whipped in by Arias, and Sean Lawson on the header wins it and scores to make it 3. And like I said last episode, he was a player that I was very frustrated with. But in today's episode, at least at the start against United here, he has stepped back up. And literally, if it wasn't for last episode, I would have second thoughts about selling him in this series, but I think if we do decide to sell him, it will be a good opportunity for us to make a bunch of money and sign a striker that could be better for us in the team overall. And Strand Larsen, who's obviously the taller player, can win headers, there's a physical threat up front for us. But with 3 goals up here, going into half time, and I'm kind of glad this game's been the season because I've got to be out the house in 30, 40 minutes. So I'm kind of glad this first game has been a fairly easy walk in the park, and I might take the risk. With 3 goals up, we're going to sim to the end, and we get a 3-0 victory, and we're through to the final of the FA Cup, just like that. And up against Sunderland here, we get 2 goals from Jerome to get us the 3 points in this one, to continue our hopes of finishing in European football position at the end of the season. And away against Brighton here, we're held to a 3-3 draw with a late goal from Jorginho Ruta getting a point for them, and Fer Lopez, Strand Larsen, and also Gomez getting goals for us in this one. Sears should have points in this one. And this is a big opportunity for Aston Villa and Bournemouth to get back into the position that we were in the Conference League positions. And our next game's a big one. Before we get into the FA Cup final 2 days after this game, we're going to take on Spurs here. They're currently 14th in the table. Surprisingly, they're all the way down in 14th. With the team they do have in this game, they've got a fairly great team with like Travis Simmons, obviously some great players like Kulusevski, Maddison, a great defence as well, Mickey van der Ven, Danzo, and some other players like Romero, and also see Vicario in goal. Surprised that that's far down in the table as they are, but we're going to get into this one at home at the Molineux and hopefully get a big win here as the game's around us, by the way. Villa face Liverpool, which means they're most likely going to lose that game. So a win here for us is big for us to at least finish in the Conference League position at the end of the season. Can we get a goal? That'd be great for us. Vimmer. Strand Larsen on the turn. Strand Larsen might be able to make it 1-0, but he didn't get the shot away. Not sure why he didn't get the shot away. He had ages to pull the trigger before Jed Spence came across him. I don't understand how it's 14th, but clearly they just haven't had the best season. Intercepts it there. Strand Larsen. Why did Jerome not continue that run? But there we go. Jerome through. And can he make it 1-0? And Jerome does make it 1-0. And what a player he has been since coming in from Deportivo La Coruña. A player that's just linked with a bunch of big clubs right now. IRO, this Spaniard. I'm surprised he's still at Deportivo, by the way, because he's a great player playing in the second division. He shouldn't be in the second division. He should be playing for a big team and getting first team football in a higher level of a league. But Jerome, the Spaniard here, signed for us and makes it 1-0, gets his 9th goal of the Premier League season, as you just saw there, and puts us 1 goal up here against Spurs in a big game that we must get a victory in after that draw against Brighton. Arias up against Maximilian Mittelstadt. Strand Larsen. Vimmer through to Arias, and it could be 2 here. And it's 2 quick fire goals at Wolves. Similar to the United game, we score 1 and moments later find the second. It's from the other side though this time. And John Arias, a Colombian here, who's a player that I do want to keep as a backup next season. I don't think selling him would be the best decision for us, but he scores here and makes it 2-0. And we take a 2-goal lead here against Spurs, who, like I said, they've got a great team and surprised they're 14th. And that's great defending again from Chachua. Oh, but the pass though, thankfully Agbadi recovered it. But they're going to score a goal in this game. Kulusevski. Bentancur. Matthias Tell, Chachua, good defending there, good read of the game. And it's going to be half time. 2-0 up here. Matthias Tell. Smart still has a ball at it. The Frenchman running through and scores straight from kickoff. Now we should have defended that better there. My team just weren't awake. And that's why I didn't want to sim this game, so I knew Spurs were going to score. Yaromedo could answer back for us straight away. Give us a 2-goal cushion in this game once again. That would be amazing for us. Yarome, Spence puts it out for a corner. And Kulusevski, Strand Larsen in the centre. Hopefully can win this header and score, but Vicario denies him. Patrick Vimmer. Ball through to Arias, great play. And Arias gives us a 2-goal cushion again in this game. Gets a double for himself. And Vimmer with the assist. Here's another one for himself here, who's played great since signing for us in January. replacing Wanky Chan in the first team in that shadow striker position behind Strand Larsen. And it's 3-1 here again. Well, we get a 2-goal lead again in this game, which is massive for us here. And Vicario there just last second there. I was patient. I waited for him to move back across to the left, thinking, well, he thought we were going to go near far post there, but we went near post, which he might have saved if he stayed where he was. But Arias gets a double in this one and blocks that there as well. It could be panic stations for Spurs here. Wimmer and Arias could be on for a hat-trick here. Arias smashes it and gets a hat-trick for himself. Just like that. And Wimmer might get a hat-trick of assists due to that goal there. And Spurs' defence in the second half has just collapsed since we got the third. We get a second straight away, just like we did earlier. And Cullen Warner here running through, trying to get another goal for them. But Totti Gomez, great defending there from him, and Andre was dribbling there from him to maintain possession. There's Yorome. Beats Jed Spence again there. It's a great pass through to Wimmer, who scoops it past the defender and scores to score a 5th goal. And now I will sim it. Now I feel comfortable. I mean, I should have felt comfortable at 4-1, but you never know. But Wimmer here, what a game he's had in that cam role. A hat-trick or assist, I believe, and a goal for himself as well. Did he score another one as well? He might have been involved in every goal we scored in this game. We should have to see that scoop turn was disgraceful from him, beating the defender there. That was incredible from him. We'll see it again here. This just right here. Scoops it past Archie Gray, and then rifles it past Vicario, and makes it 5-1. And what a start to this episode it has been. And it ends up being a 5-1 victory for us in this one here. No, we didn't score the other one. He might have got the assist for the Yarmir one, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And after that demolition of Spurs in that 5-1 victory, we now face Liverpool here in the FA Cup final. They didn't expect us to be in a cup final in our first season, but to get into this game and hopefully somehow walk out champions of the FA Cup. So again, Europa League football and went out in the not Champions League. It would be amazing if this was a Champions League final, the FA Cup final. We made it also to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, which we should have been in the final of that one. But Man City knocked us out of that competition in undeserving fashion, in my opinion. But Yorome, and then could have put with Strand Larsen. That pass though didn't go where I needed it to, and make the move down the wing here with his pace. Inside it to Strand Larsen, who can hold up Canal to get a shot away, and it's denied just about. Into the centre to find Florian Wirtz, and that's good defending from Agbedu though. Gomez, Andre, over here to Patrick, not Patrick Wimmer, Yorome, with Patrick Wimmer in the centre, but Yorome's going to go it. Possibly alone here, the Spaniard cuts inside of Van Dijk, he shoots and he hits the post. Here comes Mohamed Salah, defending from Totti Gomez in the box. Andre, good interception, no Gomez, sorry, good interception. Good work there from Wimmer. Strand Larsen sends Arias through, and Arias is on side. Can he get a finesse shot away here? Arias does so, and Arias makes it 1-0 here just before the half-time break, showing why I do want to keep him as a backup player next season, depending on who we do bring in, possibly for that right mid role. There are a few options we could bring in for that position. There's a fantastic finish there from him. Or we could maybe sign a cam and put Patrick Wimmer on the right hand side. That's another option we do have that we will try out at some point next season. But we take a 1-goal lead here at Wembley against Liverpool. A wartime ball through. And a fantastic finish there from Arias to make it 1-0. And again, we've been the best team in so far. Wimmer twisting and turning Canate. Didn't really fall for it though. Yorome in behind the Yorome. Good turn. The Spaniard hits it, and Addison makes a great save there. First involvement in this game. Literally, he's not had a touch of the ball up until this moment. And that's great defending from Arias, tracking back to stop the Brazilian. Strand Larsen, if he can head that ahead of Kirkers, that's incredible there from Strand Larsen. And Strand Larsen, can he find the finish? Yes, he doesn't. I thought that was a guaranteed goal. Wirtz, Isak, to Szoboszlai. Isak blocked there by Wolf. That's their first shot of the game. And that pass there needed to be better, because now they get the ball back. The play switching is doing me, but finally Isak couldn't find the finish there to Wirtz. And that's a great block there by Gomez. From Totti, I should say. Yorome Running against Conor Bradley here, the Spaniard. Ball inside. Sean Lawson. Back to Jerome. Jerome has got the room to finesse one, and they can hit them, and Allison denies him though from scoring a second. Vimmer. Gomez. Good hold up play to Sean Lawson for a second. Van Dijk blocks it though. And that should be the end of the game. And somehow, in my first season as Wolves manager, we have won a trophy, and it is the prestigious FA Cup as well, which I think winning this gets us European football, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the massive trophy for us to win, not only for just the achievement of winning a trophy, but also for next season and the players we can bring into this team. And well, after winning this trophy, I might sum the final 2 games of the season, because I don't think we have like harder games left in the final 2 games that we do have in the Premier, or maybe the final game. I'm not too sure. I think we have 2 games left of the season, if I'm not mistaken. But winning the FA Cup here, and Totti gets to lift the trophy, made a massive challenge in this game. Not too sure if it'll be in the episode, but I think it should be in the episode. He made a massive challenge at one point to stop Liverpool. He lifts the trophy here, a well-deserved trophy for us. And the FA Cup is coming to Wolverhampton. And I did not think I'd be saying that in Season 1. I thought Season 2 we could challenge for maybe a domestic trophy. But here in Season 1, we have won the FA Cup. And up against Fulham here, we get a 3-2 victory in this one here, which might see us climb up into 6th in the Premier League, or 5th in the Premier League, which might see us also get Europa League football anyway, despite also winning the FA Cup, which does get us Europa League football, I believe. And in the final game of the season, we get a 1-1 draw against bottom of the table Burnley here. So rotating the team slightly, it seems to have worked against us. Despite playing bottom of the table, we're held to a point apiece here. And as you can see, since taking over in game week 8, 30 game weeks later, we're sat 5th in the table, finishing 5th, getting Europa League football, which is insane to think about. We managed to climb all the way from the bottom of the Prem, which, as you can see by the table, Burnley finished bottom, Brentford and Sunderland down here as well. And Brentford going down is a big team we could get a player or two from. Lots of Fabio Carvalho in their team. A Portuguese player could be a good backup player for us in the squad. But you guys are also just a bunch of great chances to kind of look into next season. As you can see, this is the Premier League table you guys can go through and look through. And as you can see, Liverpool won the league with 8 losses to their name, which is kind of insane. As you can see, Arsenal and Man City also lost a bunch of games as well. We actually ended up losing less games than Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool, which is insane. We're going to be Champions League close, also Newcastle as well. But we get Europa League football. We also obviously did win the FA Cup, which is massive. So we are going to be in the Community Shield next season against Liverpool after beating them in this game here, which means obviously we do win the Europa League, which if I can have a look, who did win the Europa League? Let's have a look. Can I see who won the Europa League? If I go for here, Europa League was won by Nottingham Forest this season, 3-2 over PAOK. That's interesting. And the Champions League final hasn't been played yet. We'll have a look into the stats of the players real quickly and show you how they performed. And as you see by the stats, it is Sean Lawson who is the best player in the club currently, 22 goals and 10 assists. So I think next season, if we do get a big offer for him from a big team, then we are going to let him go. And Arias is what we're going to convert into a cam as well, training up in that position. Well, not convert him into a cam, but basically maybe convert him into a cam, I'm not too sure. But basically just train him as a cam, going to keep him as a backup player. And Vimmer, 6 goals and 9 assists from the cam role. The question is, do we play him as a right mid next season, keep him in the cam role, or, well, one of the two, as he can also play striker as well. Need to convert him into it. Well, train him up to play that striker role as well. And as you can see, Jerome, 11 goals and 5 assists since Quinn, and he played great for us in this series, going up to a 79 rating now, which we'll see in terms of clean sheets. It was Andre up there as well. And overall, by in there since coming in, 10 clean sheets in 37 games, impressive from him. Obviously, Jose Sol was a great goalkeeper for us at the start of the series. But next season, we get Europa League football. We need to make massive changes to the team. Like I said, we could play Vimmer down the right and buy a cam, or basically buy a right mid, basically one of the two. Or we could sign someone who is, multifaceted, basically. Someone like, a Patrick Vimmer that can play multitude of positions and will do great for us. We need a new centre-back to replace Totti, who's been great for us, by the way. He'll be a fantastic backup player in the team. Wolf and Bueno next season will continue competing for that left-back role. Like them both in the team. They're both great left-backs. Andre and Gomez, these two, for me, are untouchable in the midfield. We can't let them go for any price tag, in my opinion. These two need to stay. I mean, there's a possibility that we could sell them and replace them, but I do like these two in midfield, and I think they are just basically players that we can't let go of, despite Andre getting linked to Juventus in real life recently as well. Jerome, left mid, incredible backup players in the team. Tolu is getting sold next season. It's just done nothing for us. And overall, we've got some decent backups like Wang Hee-chan, Rodrigo Gomes, the young Portuguese talent. Fer Lopez is a great player as well, need to continue developing. Magic Kellyguard, we brought in, he's been playing great for us. Belgod at left mid as well, he's been incredible. And also Bueno, Jose Sa, and Montesi are great as well. We could sell Montesi next season as well, just depending on the money we get. If we need to sell him, I might do so and just bring in maybe like 10 million to 11 million for him, most likely. But that is going to call it for season 1. If I've gotten to enjoy, drop a like and subscribe, and comment down below players you want to see us sign in season 2. And as always, thank you for watching, and goodbye.